Does it ever feel like you're running a race you're destined to lose? You pick up your phone, and there it is. Another promotion, another engagement, another perfect family picture. As you scroll, a knot tightens in your stomach. That sinking feeling that screams you should be further along by now. It's easy to feel like your life is stalled while everyone else got the cheat code. I mean, we've just crossed the halfway point of the year, landing squarely in the middle. This in-between place can be deeply unsettling. It's not the fresh, loud motivation of January, and it's not yet the grateful celebration of the year's end. It's the quiet middle, where so many of us start to wonder if we're falling behind. But what if this messy, frustrating in-between season isn't a sign of failure? What if it's a sacred space, a divine setup for God's greatest comeback yet? As Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Hey family, welcome back. My name is Tosin Ayodele, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And today I want to speak directly to that quiet tension you may be feeling. That feeling of being behind is incredibly isolating. But here's a secret. Almost everyone feels it. Our culture is obsessed with a phantom timeline. It hands us the invisible checklist from birth. Graduate by this age, launch a career by that age, get married by this age, have the kids by that age, buy the house by that age, start a business by that age, and the list goes on and on and on. But scripture warns us that we should not conform to the patterns of this world, but we should be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Then you throw social media into the mix and it becomes a funhouse mirror, reflecting a warped version of reality. You know it. You're only seeing the highlight reel, the polished wedding photos, the corner office announcement, the perfect gender baby reveal, and that little voice in your head gets louder and louder still. Like, what am I doing wrong? This comparison game is a thief of joy. We see their curated successes and instantly decide that our messy middle is a personal flaw or that we've been forgotten by God. But they didn't post the 2 a.m. anxiety attacks or the stack of rejection letters. The Bible calls this out perfectly when people measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves. It says they're not wise. So the real question isn't, why am I behind? It's behind what and whose deadline are you trying to meet? That timeline is a fantasy. It was never designed for your unique soul or your divine destiny. So what if this frustrating, uncertain place isn't a waiting room, but a workshop? Not a punishment, but a holy process. This, my friends, is what I call the sacred middle. The sacred middle is that powerful space between where you've been and where you are going. It's the quiet, often uncomfortable space where true transformation is happening. It's where your character is being forged and your spiritual roots are growing deep enough to support the person you're becoming. Think about a baby in the womb, for instance. That time isn't a pointless delay. It's an essential formation that cannot be rushed or hijacked. Your in-between season isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign you are forming. It's sacred because your most profound strength is being built right now in the unseen. An acorn doesn't stress about its oak tree deadline. It simply surrenders to the darkness of the soil, building the complex root system it needs to eventually break through the ground. Your sacred middle is your time in the soil. It may feel dark and lonely, but you're gathering unimaginable strength. Every hero's journey has a messy middle. It's the part of the story where they're tested, stripped down, and forced to become the legend they were born to be. It's Joseph in a prison cell, not the palace. It's David hiding in caves, not sitting on the throne. It's never glamorous, but it's always the most critical part of the transformation. And as James 1:2-4 says, consider it pure joy whenever you face trials, because this testing produces perseverance, making you mature and complete, not lacking anything. The victory lap means nothing without the battle in the middle. So that discomfort you feel isn't a weakness. It's the growing pains of getting stronger. Because Apostle Paul said God told him that my power is made perfect in weakness. For when I am weak, then I am strong. That delay you're so worried about, it might just be a divine redirection. Proverbs 16:9 reminds us that in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Your middle isn't a punishment, it's your preparation. So how do we actually live and thrive in the sacred middle? I want to give you 3 power moves. First, you want to redefine your definition of progress. The world's scoreboard is all external, but the most important progress is always internal. As God Himself said, people look at the outward experience, but the Lord looks at the heart. Did you finally set that boundary? Did you choose to forgive an old hurt? That is monumental progress. Change your scoreboard from external validation to internal victory. Start tracking your internal wins, like choosing peace over panic or faith over fear. You'll quickly see that you're not stuck at all. You are soaring. Second, practice what I call active surrender. This is not about giving up at all. No, it's about giving up your death grip on the timeline while you continue to do your part. Think of a sailor. You can't control the wind, but you can and must adjust your sails. Do the work you're called to do, and then trust God with the outcome. Because as Proverbs teaches us, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. You can say to yourself every morning, for example, I'm on God's timeline, and that is the perfect place to be. Third, you want to curate your inputs. You must become a ruthless, loving bodyguard of your own mind. Because Proverbs 4:23 reminds us that above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Get specific. What triggers your comparison and anxiety? If it's a particular social media account, mute it, unfollow it, then intentionally plant what you want to grow. Because Philippians 4:8 gives us the perfect playlist. It tells us to focus on whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, and whatever is lovely. So get quiet enough to hear God's whisper over the world's shouting. Finally, the place that you're standing right now, trust me, it's not a pit stop. It's not a mistake. It's holy ground. It's the sacred middle, the divine laboratory where your soul is doing its most critical work. This isn't a punishment. It's a preparation. It's not a delay. It's a deepening. There is a promise in Scripture that says, in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him. So that tension that you feel right now, my friend, is the beautiful, powerful tension of a bow being pulled back before it launches an arrow. You are that arrow. So don't curse this season or try to rush through it. A skyscraper requires a much deeper foundation than a bungalow. And you, my friend, are building a skyscraper. The wisdom, resilience, and faith that you are gaining in this struggle are priceless. They are the very things that will prepare you for everything that is coming next. I hope that encouraged you. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, would you please subscribe for more faith-filled encouragement? And of course, share this with just one person who you think needs to be reminded of this truth today. Let's build each other up right here in the comments. So how about you tell me one powerful lesson that you've learned in your own in-between season? Your story might just be the very sign that someone else has been praying for. And so remember this, you are not behind. You are not late. You are in the sacred middle. And you are exactly where you need to be. Because as Isaiah 60:22 promises, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. See you on the next one. Bye.